Hi, this is Kurt with Friendly DevOps, a channel dedicated to talking about Linux and DevOps related topics. Today we're going to be deploying onto GCP with my basic setup. This setup is going to contain several elements: a cloud DNS, a certificate manager, several artifact registries, and a SSH key, public key. So here is the repository that we're going to be using to deploy our application. So here, for us to move forward with our deployment, we're going to need a GCP workload identity federation pool, a GCP service account email, the bucket name that you're going to be storing your state on, the name of your GCP project, and the public SSH key. What you're first going to need to do is set up a workload identity federation pool. We do so by going to the IAM and mid page, then going to the workload identity federation. There's two of them. The first one is the one that you're going to select. There you're going to create an identity federation pool. I've already created one. And then you're going to be creating a provider. Now, I've discovered there was a bug here. If you were to add an additional hyphen, if you had more than one hyphen, there's a bug that appears where it will say that it is looking for a bracket, a squiggly bracket, and then it will prevent you from being able to connect. So my advice is that you only utilize one hyphen in the name of your identity provider. In order to utilize the workload identity federation pool and your provider with this project, you will need to first copy this portion of the IAM principle from projects all the way down to the name of your workload identity pool, which I have named GitHub Actions. So once you copy and paste it, then you will add the word providers, /providers, and then / the name of the provider that you will be utilizing. Gosh. We'll then copy this and store it in the GCP WIP portion. Now, I've already done so. I will not be going over this again. And in my previous video, I've already demonstrated how to access your secrets. So you'll be following that those same steps. As well, you'll have to create a service account. You'll create a service account with the necessary permissions. And then you will copy the name of the service account, and then you will provide it in the secret under the GCP SA email. You'll create a bucket in cloud storage buckets, and then you will create a name, and you will then store that name in bucket name. And then you will also then get the name of your project under the project ID, where you will provide it to this GCP project. And then if you so choose to utilize an SSH key, you will be putting it under your public ID RSA pub file. Okay. You'll be copying the complete contents of this file and then pasting it into the secret under the SSH key name. Okay, so previously I've deployed these during the video. This has already been deployed, so I will show you. We have here the friendly DevOps Cloud DNS auth, our certificate, which is a global certificate with the tied to the hostname gcp.friendlydevops.com and wildcard at gcp.friendlydevops.com. And then we have several repository registries. So this repository behaves differently than the AWS registries and repositories. This actually doesn't hold exclusively one line of images and each version. You can set up a different one of these repository folders for each project that you have. If you have a project that contains microservices, you can have multiple images in one of these folders, and each image can then have its own each folder can have multiple images, which each image having multiple image tags. So that would be a better way of structuring it than the way that I currently have it. Okay. So I'm going to go over some issues that I had with its deployment. The first being that it doesn't seem that CDKTF is properly implemented the modern certificate manager that is available on CDKTF. And so I wasn't able to properly utilize, properly associate my new certificate with this Cloud DNS authorization. So the way that I was able to get around that was by here in my deployment workflow, instead of coding everything within the CDKTF deployment, I would then initialize this association between the Cloud DNS and the certificate utilizing gcloud. HashiCorp has already been informed about this issue, and as you can see, this issue is still in an open state and was opened on February 5th, 2024. And so hopefully this issue will be resolved very shortly. The other bug I had already discussed with having multiple hyphens in the name for your cloud provider. So to further finish this, you'll have to get your associate your Cloud DNS with your provider, wherever that may be. So first you will need to get these NS tables and then go to your cloud, your domain registrar, which mine is Namecheap. You'll then go to your advanced DNS, and then you will add your record. You'll add your record in here. Once that's complete, it'll take 30 minutes to an hour or maybe, but the latest amount of time about a day for your for it to be associated, and this will become active. as you can see here under the status. I hope you'll tune in to the next video where I'll be deploying a WordPress application using Cloud Run and setting up a load balancer and a Cloud SQL database that will be connected via a private network. All right, that's it for today. Take care.